I was scared I was going to die, to be honest. When I heard gunshots, I knew.
Tonight, a Georgia community is shaken after a deadly school shooting.
Police just came in there with their guns, telling us that this is not a drill.
Now parents and students are trying to get answers.
Why would you just shoot innocent people that you even know?
This is KOMU 8 News at 10.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
4 people are dead and 9 hospitalized after the shooting at Appalachia High School in Winder, Georgia this morning. Good evening, everyone. I'm Evie Allen.
And I'm John Murphy. Thank you for joining us tonight. During a press conference this evening, officials shared the names of the 2 teachers and 2 students who were killed. The teachers were identified as Richard Aspinwall and Christina Irami. The students were Christian Angulo and Mason Schermerhorn. They were both 14 years old. And tonight, families and neighbors in Winder gathered for a candlelight vigil to honor the victims. Officials say this was, quote, a time to be together and grieve for the horrific events that unfolded in Barrow County. We've also learned that all of the 9 people hospitalized are expected to recover.
The sheriff's office says the suspect in custody is a 14-year-old boy who attends the school. CNN's Ivan Rodriguez has the latest.
A fleet of law enforcement vehicles raced toward Appalachia High School. I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Police say the shooter surrendered when he encountered the school resource officer, but they're still trying to uncover a motive. They say the suspect and his father were questioned last year about threats of a school shooting made online. We're learning more about the funeral procession for fallen Osage Beach police officer Felicia Carson. Carson died in a crash during a chase with a suspect last weekend. The funeral service is set for tomorrow. Visitation will take place at the Lodge of 4 Seasons in Lake Ozark from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. The funeral service will follow. The public is being urged to pay respects along the procession route after the funeral. Here's a look at the route. It starts on Horseshoe Bend Parkway and will head to Highway 54. The route then goes to Y Road, to Midway, to a road. It ends at Freedom Cemetery, where Carson will be laid to rest. Again, the public is encouraged to line the roadways to pay respects instead of traveling to the funeral location. A suspect in a 1993 murder cold case was in court today.
Dana Jermaine Shepard was arrested for the rape and murder of Indianapolis resident Carmen Van Huss. The judge denied Shepard bond at a hearing today. He will remain in the Boone County Jail until his extradition hearing later this month. Shepard was arrested in Columbia on Friday. He worked as a custodian at the University of Missouri.
Shepard's arrest was possible due to the growth of DNA technology, which played a huge role in the efforts by the Indianapolis Police Department to identify Shepard. Shepard was living in Columbia and employed at the University of Missouri as a custodian before his arrest on Friday. One investigative genetic genealogist says this tech helped solve this case and can possibly solve other cold cases like this.
So it's really important that agencies like this one stay at the forefront of technology, because when it comes to preserving those samples from 30 years ago, you never know what you're going to be able to do with it, right? And in this case, it helped resolve it.
Last year, detectives used genetic analysis to identify Shepard as a suspect. Police arrested him and he was charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of rape.
And another Missouri cold case has had a breakthrough after being unsolved for decades. Authorities arrested Wesley P. Marler in connection with the 35-year-old murder of Jimmy Wade Martin in Bonne Terre. Martin was killed on October 14, 1989, after he was beaten in front of a house. Marler was indicted on first-degree assault charges about 2 weeks ago. The case was reopened due to new technology. Marler is currently in the St. Francois County Jail and is being held on a $500,000 bond. Missourians are set to be able to vote on legalizing abortion again in November. And while the issue itself is garnering passionate opinions, the issue over how to describe what changing the law would actually do has found its way to court. The Secretary of State is defending his description of the abortion amendment, while pro-abortion groups are suing because they say the fair ballot language is in fact not fair.
partisan, politically charged, inaccurate, and
Ultimately, one Cole County judge will make the decision on the fair ballot language. And we're expecting that decision tomorrow. We've got links to the fair ballot language, the actual ballot language, and the full amendment text for you to check out over on our website, komu.com.
All right, thank you, Matt. Well, the city of California is down to only one officer. That officer has already submitted his resignation and will be gone in less than 2 weeks. 7 other officers resigned and are already gone. Now, Chief Daniel Hurt left his position August 23rd. City officials say they're actively looking for police officers, but for now, the Montauk County Sheriff's Department is covering all the shifts for the California Police Department. Sheriff Tony Wheatley says the department does not yet have a formal agreement with the City of California. They expect an agreement in the next few days. A retired former California police chief says he's unsure when the city will have officers again.
I don't know. It didn't take them long to lose them all, so I don't know how long it's going to take them to get them back, but
Sheriff Wheatley says they're committed to helping serve the residents of California, possibly help them rebuild their police department. Well, Columbia is making updates to a plan that ensures federal funding for transportation projects.
And tonight, people shared their feedback on the plan with city leaders. KMU8's Graham Bronstein breaks down the proposed changes. Graham?
The plan is called the Metropolitan Transportation Plan. Another public meeting is being held on September 30th. In the studio, Graham Bronstein, KMU8 News.
All right, thank you, Graham. Well, a Mid-Missouri organization is launching a unique program to help small businesses. Those details coming up.
And find out how Vice President Kamala Harris says she will support small businesses if she's elected.
Our low temperature was pretty below average by 8 degrees. 55 was the low, 84 the high, right on track for this time of the year. We're going to talk about a big warm up, a big cool down, and then a gradual warm up in just a few minutes.
Welcome back. A nonprofit is trying to help small businesses in mid-Missouri.
KMU8's Mickey Doolittle found out what the group does and how it will help get people jobs. Mickey.
Missouri Women's Center helps small businesses with taxes, sales, and more. In the studio, Mickey Doolittle, KMU8 News.
All right, thank you, Matt. Well, the indoor pool at Columbia's Activity and Recreation Center is now open for the first time since the end of May. The closure was due to a renovation plan at the Arc. The $40,000 capital improvement project included repairs of walkways, some flooring, and creating a new children's water play structure. A member of the ARC says reopening the pool is bringing her friends back together.
It is nice to get back because there were a lot of people that I hadn't seen most of the summer because they weren't able to make it to the other pools.
The renovations also include repairs to the flooring in the meeting room and party rooms. Well, still to come, the Vice President is announcing new policy plans, garnering the support of politicians across the aisle.
But first, here's a look at your lottery numbers. Good luck.
Today, Vice President Harris announced a new plan as part of her economic platform.
Now, the plan would support the creation of millions of new small businesses. Polls show Harris is falling behind former President Donald Trump with voters on the economy. At a rally in New Hampshire, Harris gave some insight into her proposal.
Expand the tax deduction for startups to $50,000. We will provide low and no interest loans to small businesses.
Meanwhile, former Republican Representative Liz Cheney endorsed Harris today. Now, this is the latest high-profile Republican endorsement for Democrats. Cheney previously served in Republican caucus leadership before being ousted for her criticism of former President Donald Trump.
Because of the danger that Donald Trump poses, not only am I not voting for Donald Trump, but I will be voting for Kamala Harris.
The Harris campaign welcomed Cheney's support.
Last year, Mizzou rode Cody Schrader to an 11-win season. This year, it's a different running approach. More on that next in sports.
Welcome back. We are looking at temperatures in the low 60s to kick off our day tomorrow. Middle 80s in the afternoon, 77 on Friday, so a whole 10 degrees cooler. A few raindrops possible Thursday evening into Friday morning. It's not going to amount to much, and then it's dry from there.
And how about that Chiefs game tomorrow? We've got a lot to watch. We've got that. Yep. We've got a Target 8 on illegal investigation into illegal immigration. It's late in the night. That's here we are.
We'll be watching 8 and the Chiefs game all right here on KOMU 8.
Absolutely.
And a whole lot more. We'll see
Have a good night. I tried.